Ecclesiastes 1:3 asks the question, what does a man gain by all his toil? I must understand that the word toil is not just defined as work, as in working a job, but instead Solomon refers to toil as all a person's activity in life. It seems I could better translate this verse as, what does a person gain by all of life's activities? What do I do with all the wisdom I attained? What do I do with the effort I put in? What about all of my achievements? What about all of my sacrifice? What about all the power I gained? What about all I accumulated? What about my faith? And what do I have to show for my life? Well, Ecclesiastes bluntly says all of it apart from God is fleeting and meaningless. Why? Well, because when I pursue those things apart from centering my life on God, they will only leave me empty and longing. What I must come to grasp is that the only lasting efforts are those designed to accomplish God's purposes for eternity. The only fulfilled life is one lived in proper recognition of God in service to Him. Any other kind of life is frustrating and pointless. The book of Ecclesiastes showed me some very powerful wisdom. I saw three glaring things that I took away for myself to ponder. First, Ecclesiastes shows me the painful autobiography of Solomon, who for much of his life squandered God's blessings on his own personal pleasure rather than God's glory. He had it all, yet got to the end of his life and realized how small it was in comparison to knowing God. He is saying, don't make the same tragic error. Solomon is simply warning anyone who would read Ecclesiastes to avoid walking through life on the path of human wisdom, but instead walk through life on the path of godly wisdom. Second, Ecclesiastes shows me that if one perceives each day of existence, labor, and basic provision as a gift from God, and accepts whatever God gives, then that person lives an abundant life. This is the same abundant life Jesus refers to in John 10. However, one who looks to be satisfied apart from God will live with futility regardless of how many material possessions they can accumulate. Lastly, Ecclesiastes shows me that life and everything in it is fleeting. It's a vapor. It's here today and gone tomorrow. In other words, chasing after anything in this life apart from God is like chasing the wind. So what do? Well, first, recognize who God is and who I am not. He is the creator and sustainer of all life. I am created. Second, I must stop compartmentalizing my life. Jesus should be at the center of all things I do. Marriage and family, Jesus at the center. Finances, Jesus at the center. My job, Jesus at the center. All things, Jesus at the center. Third, I must understand that all things exist for the glory of God, not my own. Lastly, and this sums up the book of Ecclesiastes, I must love and fear God and keep His commandments.